Hi, welcome to day 2 of Taming the Inner Elephant. I hope that you are ready to drop into the body a little bit differently than our first class. So today we are going to have a little of a yin yoga class and then include a yoga nidra on the tail end. So we'll have a little bit of movement, then we will drop into a space of stillness, and I will guide you through Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is the yoga of sleep, so it will have components of scanning the body all within Shavasana, so it gets to you to that level where you're still fully awake and aware. And it allows you to just find a inner softness on the inside. So it's not quite like being hypnotized. It's one level higher in your own awareness. And so I think that you'll enjoy. So what's that? Let's just go ahead and start using your mat however you like. If you have a block or a bolster, that might be helpful, but let's just start in a traditional mountain shape. Most yin classes start on the floor. We're gonna just start a little bit differently and really find yourself in a Tadasana. So you can use the block if you like, slightly over the knee, in between the inner thigh space. And as you find your mountain shape, maybe just take a moment, start to close the eyes. Maybe you bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, and just to feel your breath. Maybe you press the big toe into the earth and spread all the toes wide and feel the outer edge behind the pinky toes on the edge of the foot. And maybe you sway back and forth, really feeling all the four corners of the feet. Maybe you engage the inner thighs and you slightly tuck the tail. Just taking a moment to find what feels most stable and supportive for yourself, and just breathe. In the yin practice, we spend longer periods of time in our shapes, and we use gravity, time, and our edge to explore those shapes safely. So just a note to always listen to the teacher within. We don't want to have any type of shooting pain or any force or struggle, but just allowing yourself to just find the edge, the range of motion that is comfortable for you, and then objectifying whether you want to lean into the edge or soften is completely your own practice, but nothing that's too forceful. Yin is about finding stillness and peace and comfort, and if you like, we'll find our first shape by allowing ourselves to maybe put a little bend in the knees, the hands come to the hips. You can take a deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, fold forward. I'm just going to stay here in this dangling shape for a few minutes. You can maybe sway back and forth, left and right, or you put a bigger bend in the knees, sitting back in the hips, whatever's comfortable for you, and really feel the inner thighs making that lower part of the body stable. And if you like to bring your arms into ragdoll, then I encourage you to tuck the pinkies into the elbow creases. It makes a nice little cradle that you can then soften. You pull the shoulders away from the ears and start to drop in. Feeling your breath here, feeling that opportunity to slow the breath down, using the breath as the guide. Throughout your practice, knowing that you can introduce little retentions or holds of the breath to deepen your shape. And you can also take an effort to squeeze out all the old air, making room for that fresh prana. We're going to be here for a little while longer. If you'd like to go through a breathing exercise that might allow you just to soften a little further, it's a guided breath. It'll be a 4-second inhale, a pause, an 8-second exhale with another pause at the bottom of the breath. I'll guide you. It's completely optional. If you like to join, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Squeeze out all that old air and starting to inhale exclusively through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Now exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4-second inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 8-second exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. We'll do one more round. Inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale for 8. Retain at the bottom of the breath. One more second. Inhale, allow everything just to take a full breath in. Exhale, swaha, release. Just observe, maybe your body got a little bit heavier. Maybe you feel a little more forward bend. Maybe you don't. It's completely okay. Just allow yourself to let go of any expectation of how your body should feel and just explore your body, see what feels right on the inside. If you want a little more sensation, you can reach through the hips, allow the head to fall a little heavier. If you like a little less sensation, you can sit back in the hips. Just observing, maybe you're seeing that your pace of thoughts are already starting to slow down. When we fold ourselves forward, we pull our energy into ourselves, we find our own center of balance. And when we invert, we flood the mind with fresh prana. So you're probably feeling that effect now. We're here for a couple more cycles of breath. If you have ragdoll arms, it may be nice just to release the arms and just let everything get nice and heavy. If your hands are on the earth, maybe imagine yourself with your fingertips facing down and imagine yourself like a tree branches swaying on the ground. Really feel that sensory impact of the fingers. Slowly starting to invigorate the senses before we put a big bend in the knees, pull the shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the belly to the spine. If you like, you can bring your hands to your hips. You'll slowly rise up, come all the way back up to mountain. And when you get there, allow yourself to have soft shoulders. Just find a place of stillness, maybe the eyes close. We're going to take the block. If you like, you can use it as a pin behind the tailbone. We're going to drop now into a nice, big, deep malasana squat. So we'll go from that forward fold to now taking the knees towards the feet. As we engage the core, we'll slowly sit down. And we're going to stay here for a little bit. So we're just going to have a nice, deep inner thigh opening squat. You can go all the way down to the ground. You can really customize this practice for what's right for you. And just take a moment once you get there. Maybe the arms walk to the inside of the thighs. Maybe you feel the core engage as you find length in the crown of the head, and bring your gaze to a focal point, or maybe you close your eyes. If you like, you can go from gratitude hands on the inside, maybe coming to a hakini, where the fingertips remain touched, but the palms separate, really allowing you to explore the midline between the fingers. Feeling your breath here. Feeling the toes, the feet. Feeling everything starting to ground down as you exhale. Feeling aware of the toes, the pada bandhas. How so much in the body responds from the feet. Maybe you close your eyes and you just focus on your feet. Focus on where you feel the sensation in the feet. Maybe your toes are a little more active, grounding you. Maybe feel the inner thighs starting to open up a little more as your elbows are pressing towards the inner thighs. Slowing your breath down. We're here for about 30 more seconds. Slowly starting to open the eyes if they're closed, becoming aware of your space, allowing your hands to detach. We're going to press them out into the earth on the fingertips as well. We'll take a engagement of the core on our inhale. We'll reach through the hips, allow ourselves to find a wide leg forward fold. And then as we exhale, we'll drop down into that squat, just moving a couple times through this mini sequence with your breath. Inhale, reach through the hips. Exhale, just finding that fluid movement. It's a really common shape in a active Kundalini practice. I always feel like you're mimicking a frog. Just hydrating those joints, putting a little bit of movement. Next time you extend through the hips and lift them large, allow the feet to turn inward. We'll slowly remove that block. We're going to go here from high down to low, so taking your time to get there. Maybe you want to drop to one foot or to the other. And that's really where we're going to drop into our Yoga Nidra. So just a little bit of movement, some longer holds, and now setting yourself up to be comfortable in a Yoga Nidra. So allow yourself to drop into Shavasana. It may be nice once you get down to the ground to pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice yogi hug, pull the thighs in, really feel the low back align and get straight and heavy. Allow the feet to come down, and then allow yourself to just take up space. Maybe imagine yourself like a starfish at the bottom of the ocean. You can spread the toes wide, spread the hands wide. Just allow yourself to get heavy and start to scan the body, coming into awareness of your breath. Becoming aware of your surroundings, and if there's any noises or distractions, just allowing those items to pass through you. Anything that might try to pull you out of this current moment is simply a vibration. You can just allow it to come and go without attaching. The same with any thoughts that might come into your mind about your to-do list, things. Just allow yourself just to be heavy. Scan the body. Maybe your tongue wants to fall towards the back of the throat. We'll now start the Yoga Nidra. There's nothing you have to do besides remaining perfectly still. So take one more moment and just feel if there's any jewelry or rings or pillows or things that if they were in a different space, you would feel more comfortable, and make a final adjustment now. Yoga Nidra allows you to go to places of imagination, places of creativity. But before we get started, let's just take a moment and talk about a sankalpa. Sankalpa is like an intention that is at the core, deepest level of what you need for yourself. It might be very short, it might be simple, it might be I am safe, I am strong. It can be very, very simple, but take a moment and just find your sankalpa and repeat it to yourself 3 times. If you like the traditional yoga nidra sankalpa, it's I awaken Kundalini energy, which resides in the base of Muladhara and travels through Sushumna and opens my enlightenment in Sahasrara. I am awakening Kundalini energy. That's completely on the energetic side. You can also just go with, I am safe and secure. We'll begin with the body scan. So as items are referenced in your physical form, just allow your awareness, maybe even in your inside voice, you repeat to yourself that area and try to feel that area. We'll start with the eyebrow center, the eyebrows, the eyes, nose, cheeks, ears, teeth, tongue, palate, throat, the collarbone, the shoulders, the upper arms down to the elbows, the forearms down to the wrists, palm of the hand, the right hand thumb, the left hand thumb, the base of the thumb, the knuckle, the fingertip. Feel the fullness of the thumbs, the palm of the hand, index fingertip, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the little finger, back up to the wrist, the forearm, the bicep, the tricep, the underarm, the ribs, the torso, all the organs, the navel center, down to the hips, starting with the right hip. Feel the right thigh, feel the bone, feel the hip socket, moving down to the knee, the shin, the ankle, the top of the foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the sole of the foot, the right foot heel, ankle, calf muscle, back of the knee, back of the thigh, the right glute, moving over to the left side. Feel the left leg, feel the hip socket, the depth of the hip socket. Visualize down to the bone, that heavy femur moving down to the knee, the shin, the ankle, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the heel, left ankle, left calf muscle, back of the knee, the thigh, the glute. And now bring your awareness to the tailbone, at the base of the spine. Here is the Muladhara chakra, associated with the earth element, and the first limb of yoga, Yama. Where we reject the causes of suffering by practicing non-attachment, non-violence, respecting boundaries, non-stealing. Muladhara, Muladhara, Muladhara. Moving up now to the sacral area in the hip space, Swadhyasthana, Think of the water element and the second limb of yoga, niyama. We embrace the cause of joy by practicing cleanliness, contentment, dedication to the sovereignty of our thoughts and our actions, self-study, burning away egoism. Svadhyasthana, svadhyasthana, svadhyasthana. Moving now to the solar plexus, Manipura. Think of the fire element. And the third limb of yoga, asana. Where we create space in the body by balancing effort and ease while contemplating the divine indefinitely. Manipura, Manipura, Manipura. Moving now to the heart space, Anahata. Think of the air element. And the fourth limb of yoga, pranayama. Using the breath to regulate the subtle energies of the mind. Anahata, anahata, anahata. Moving now to the throat space, Vishuddhi. The element is space. And associated with the fifth limb, Pratyahara, pulling the senses inward. Vishuddhi, Vishuddhi, Vishuddhi. Moving now to the area between the eyebrows, the eyes, the cranium, the skull. Ajna, associated with the sixth and seventh limb, Dharana and Dhyana. Focusing our concentration and our awareness on a single point, and accessing that meditation, insight, clarity. Ajna, ajna, ajna. Now to the crown of the head, Sahasrara, associated with the eighth limb of yoga, samadhi, that nirvana, profound meditation, universal connectedness. Sahasrara, Sahasrara, Sahasrara. Pausing here for a few breaths and just observe your body. Maybe a certain element or chakra spoke to you, and just allow yourself a moment to integrate. Keeping your eyes closed, say to yourself, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. I will not sleep. Using your awareness, your focus, and your concentration, imagine a mirror right immediately over you. And imagine yourself looking at the mirror, seeing yourself lying perfectly still, practicing Yoga Nidra. Take a moment, see what it's like to observe yourself. Observe your surroundings, see the stillness. And for a moment, just observe whether you could add another mirror on top and continue to expand upon this visualization of you seeing yourself, reflecting yourself, making more duplicative images as you like, maybe allowing that awareness to expand. And in this moment, as you're seeing yourself in multiple levels, identify this experience as tapping into your higher self, the awareness within that you are more than just the body. You're more than just the emotions. You're more than just a role. And that you can see that higher level viewpoint and access point observe yourself lying perfectly still. And very slowly allow yourself to start to collapse the mirrors, bringing them a little closer to self, allowing all of these versions of you just to reintegrate, just to come back to harmony. We'll stay here for a few more moments just to finish our time together. You'll hear sound at the end. Just allow yourself just to rest. Just know where you need to be, just to rest.